Hi, I'm Trish. Welcome to the Gig House Kitchen. Today we're going to make choux pastry and then use it to produce a delicious dessert. So let's get down to it. Before we start, there's a couple of things that we need to do. Firstly, we need to light the oven. So if you have a gas oven, you need to set it to gas mark 7. And if you have an electric oven, you need to set it to 220 degrees centigrade. Secondly, we need to get the ingredients ready. Choux pastry is actually quite easy to do. The most important thing about getting it right, though, is to measure all your ingredients accurately. The ingredients to start with I have here are 50 grams of softened butter, 150 mils of water, 75 grams of sieved strong flour, bread flour, a pinch of salt, which is about 1/4 teaspoon, and 2 good quality eggs that have been beaten well. Now, choux is different to other pastries because you started on the hob, so I'm just going to go off now and grab mine. See you in a minute. I've set up my super duper new hob, which has a habit of bleeping at me a lot, so I'm apologising to start with. And what we're going to do is put the pan on the hob and we're going to pour in the water. And then we're going to put in 50 grams of softened butter. Now, I'm going to get ready with my flour, which I'm not going to add just yet, by putting in my salt ready. And I'm going to put that to the side. And then I'm going to switch on the hob and I'm going to let the butter melt, and I'm going to let the butter and the water steam, because steam is actually the raising agent for the choux pastry. So here we go, bleeping ready to start. Ah, obviously it likes me better now. This should only take a minute. It's now steaming, as you can see. I'm getting a facial, so I'm going to get the flour and the salt and I'm going to shoot it into the mixture all at once, and then I'm going to stir really well till it comes together as a ball of dough, or ball of paste to be more accurate. I'm going to take it off the heat and put it over here to cool down. Now, the only other ingredient I have are my 2 eggs, which I've beaten well, but I can't add those until the choux has cooled slightly. So I will see you in a minute. I have here my choux pastry mixture, which is now nice and cool, and my 2 eggs, which I've beaten, and an electric whisk. Now, you can use a wooden spoon to mix in the eggs, but a whisk takes a lot of the work out of it. So I'm going to start by giving it a little whisk to get it going. Clearly, what with bleeping hobs and electric whisks, this is a bit of a noisy episode, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. I'm going to now put in a couple of tablespoons of the egg mixture and give it a little blast with the electric mixer. Okay, another couple of tablespoons. See how quick it is? A lot of people think choux is quite hard work and difficult to do, but I find it's actually one of the easiest pastries. As you don't actually know how much egg you'll need, you can't really add it all in at once. A tip is, if you actually take your spoon and draw a line in your mixture, if the mixture quickly closes together, it means it's got enough egg in it. If, as this mixture, it's not moving at all, then obviously it needs a little bit more egg. So I'm going to put the rest of it in. There we have it. I'm just going to clear a little bit of the choux off the mixer so we don't have any waste. I'll put the mixer over on the side and then draw a little line, and I can see that it is moving slightly. I could actually probably put a little bit more egg in, but I'm not going to get another egg out just to put a teaspoon in. So I think that's probably good enough. I'm going to go with that. Over here, I have a greased tray with a little bit of greaseproof paper on it, and I'm going to get some water and literally sprinkle it onto my tray. And what this does is actually make extra steam in the oven, which will help raise the choux. I'm just going to drain any excess drops back in, and then I'm going to put the choux on to the tray. This mixture should make 4 to 6 choux buns, depending on how big you want to make them. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of choux onto my tray, and then I'm going to leave a little gap in between because they should actually double or 2.5 times their size. I can see that that one's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to put a little bit more mixture. Now, if you don't want to do choux buns, you could do profiteroles very easily with this mixture by literally just getting teaspoons and putting little dollops of choux on. Right, my choux buns are now ready for the oven. I'm going to put them into my very hot preheated oven for 25 to 30 minutes, and I'm going to resist the temptation to open the door and check them for at least 25 minutes. Because steam is the raising agent, if you do open the door, it can very easily escape, and then you'll be left with very, very flat choux buns. So I'll see you in a few minutes. As you can see, my choux is now out of the oven and has risen very, very well. It took about 30 minutes to bake. After 25 minutes, I took the tray out and I put a little hole with a sharp knife into each bun and then put it back in the oven for another 5 minutes, just for the steam to dissipate and for the inside to dry out. Okay, well, I'm going to let these cool a little bit longer while I make a delicious chocolate sauce. Now, there are a lot of chocolate sauces. Quite a few of them are quite intricate, made with syrup and double cream and butter. The one that I've chosen to do, however, is a very simple chocolate sauce, and it only consists of 2 ingredients and the use of a microwave. I have here 100 grams of good quality cooking chocolate, which is 70%, and half a can of evaporated milk. That's it, really. And what I'm going to do is pour the evaporated milk into the chocolate. So I'm going to put this in the microwave now for about 3 minutes on high. So I'll see you in a little while. The chocolate sauce is now ready. It took literally 3 minutes in the microwave, and then I literally just gave it a really good stir, let it cool slightly, and then I poured it into this pretty little jug. It's actually still warm, which is going to make the dessert extremely delicious. The dessert I've chosen to make with the choux is basically a giant profiterole. So here I have my choux bun or giant profiterole, and I have cut it in half very carefully with a serrated knife. And now I'm going to open it up, and I have, instead of cream, ice cream, which I'm going to put into the middle. Now, if you want to, you could put some fruit in as well, but just ice cream works for me. I'm going to close it up. I'm going to brush it with a little bit of icing sugar, and then I'm going to pour over my delicious warm chocolate sauce, and then I'm going to enjoy eating it. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe. See you next time in the Gig House Kitchen. Bye.